going to show you how to download some data from the NOAA GOODS database for ocean surface currents and then display particles moving around in those currents using the NOAA Gnome tool. So the first thing you can do is search for NOAA GOODS, and you'll get this database here. If you click on this, you can look for your region. I'm going to look on the East Coast, and I'm going to pick this Northeast Coastal Observing System model. When I choose this, I have two choices, the Gulf of Maine or Mass Bay. I'm going to pick Mass Bay, and I'm going to submit this. Choose from available files, I submit this, and I get a display that shows me the region. And in this case, you can choose a start time and a stop time. The forecast in this area, they only have 6 days, 3 days back and 3 days forward, so that's all you get here. Whenever you run this tool, you'll see 3 days before and 3 days after. You can't really subset because this is an unstructured grid. It tells you that up here. So really all you can do is change these dates. You could subset the time step if you want. I don't do that. And then click Get Data. You can actually choose the time zone here too, which I usually choose to be GMT. So when you get the data, click that button. I'm not going to do that right now because it takes several minutes to download that file. But when you do if you do download it, you get a file like this that's a couple hundred megabytes or so, and it's the surface current from this three-dimensional forecast model. That's what you get from GOODS. So once you've got this file, you want to load it up in Gnome. So if you don't have Gnome, you can Google on NOAA Gnome. It should land you at the page here, and actually the download link was right there. You click here to get the latest version of Gnome. I'm running on Windows, so I get that version, and then I can go run that by looking at my downloads directory. I've already downloaded it. Here it is, Gnome setup. Double click that. It's asking you for my admin account, so that's okay. So welcome to the Gnome setup. Install it. Create an icon. Okay, I'm done. And then I'm going to go run it. So let's see here. You didn't quite see what I was doing. I was just finding it in the Finder, and so it comes up looking like this. You click OK. First time you use it, it says make sure that you know what you're doing here, that you're not going to use it for an actual oil spill. You agree. Then it tells you to select a file. But then I get in here, I just cancel out of this because I'm not going to use a file directly. So now, the first time you use Gnome, also you get this display here, but you can go, let's see, let me move this down a little bit. You can go up to the top and choose preferences. Under preferences, you can choose mode here and go to diagnostic mode, and this will give you more options over here in the left-hand column. So I'm going to actually start it up in diagnostic mode 2. So I say OK, and now you see I've got this little thing that says universal movers here. So I'm going to double click on that. Single click just highlights it. Double click. It says select type and source of new mover to be added. So this could be wind or currents, but we're going to load currents. I'm going to navigate to the directory where I downloaded that file, and here it is. So then I'm going to open that up, and it says, do you want to reset the model start time to the first time in the file? Sure. Do you have extended topology to load? I'm going to say no, and because you won't have one if you've just downloaded that GOODS file. So you say no, and then you click that, and then you wait. Okay, so I waited a good minute and a half or so, and this finally popped up here. As the file name, I like to show the velocities usually. The time point in this file is local time. Remember, we selected GMT. Along current uncertainty, you have to put numbers in here. Someday I'll figure out what this stuff means, but I usually just put like 10%, 10%, 1, and 1. Click OK, and OK came up looking like this, which shows me all the velocities. Obviously, those velocities are the arrows are a little bit too big, so I'm going to click over here, double click on this thing again, and change this at 1 inch. Let's make that 10 meters per second and see what that looks like. And that looks better. Okay, so you can move it around here. We wanted to grab that little pan tool, and we can zoom in to a particular region like so. So now we're ready to do our spill. We've got a spill of a duration of our model settings of 24 hours. So it only read 24 hours from that 6 days. We can change that later. Computational time step, it's going to be 0.25 hours. And then we can put in a spill here by using these tools up here. I'm going to click on this little spray can tool, give the spill a name, and click OK. And choose a medium-sized can, that's fine. I'm going to put some little particles in here. I'm going to put some more particles in over here. Okay, and then it says to click the arrow tool to leave edit mode, so I'm going to do that. And now you can run with this little play button up here, and off they go. Moving with the surface currents from the Nikoff's model. Now you can see that it's running a little bit slowly. If you wanted to speed this up, you could actually increase this computational time step to something like 0.5 hours, but then it would not be as accurate because it wouldn't be using as much current information. You can also speed this up quite a bit if you don't. These are the actual currents from the model, but if you don't need to see all these currents, you can actually turn that off. So I'm going to pause this for a second and go over here. Turn these velocities off. Click OK. And I'm going to go over and turn these currents. This up here, it says show currents. This is sort of a lower resolution current. Now you'll see if I go back to the beginning and play this through, it's much faster when it doesn't have to show all those currents. So now you can really see what's going on a lot better. And if you want to see a longer time period, you can just click this and change it from 1 day to 6 days, which was the full amount. And let's try it again. And here we go. There's 1 day, 2 days, or 2 tidal cycles. And you can really see the incredible dispersion that takes place in the vicinity of Martha's Vineyard and Vineyard Sound. If you want, one more thing you can do is you can include these little red spots, which that gives you gives you a little uncertainty in addition to your original. I don't usually use that actually, but you can see it puts a little bit of random diffusion on top. There's so much diffusion here already. It doesn't really make a lot of difference, I don't think, but you might be able to see the red dots a little easier. Anyway, that's it. Okay, thanks.